Hi, guys. How is everybody doing today? So, today I am interviewing yet another individual who has liberated himself from Suboxone. If you are new here, I know this gets daunting, but if you are new here, I am trying to bring as many people as I can together that have either it's actually going to be all pharmaceuticals, but who have come off of Suboxone. We know how difficult these MAT meds are to liberate from, right? And I don't care what the story is. I don't care even if you're still fighting and you're on Suboxone, that's okay too. If you want to speak your truth and you want to come on and tell us what you're experiencing, I would love to speak to you. You can find all my information actually at risewithchastity.com. But today I am joined by a friend, an acquaintance. He saw my content on TikTok. I believe we'll get into that a little bit. I speak to so many people. And so when I interview these people, it's, they tell me their story, but it's like, I kind of forget because I'm constantly hearing new stories daily. I mean, it's insane, the things that, I've heard, which is why we're doing what we're doing. But today I am joined by Justin, and he has a little bit of a different experience. He is no longer on Suboxone, although he was prescribed pain pills for about 15 years. Then he had a 3-month Suboxone treatment. So he was on it for 3 months, and he's going to kind of get into what he did to liberate himself off of Sublocade. So, I really, really appreciate the guests that come on and that are wanting to speak their truth. And, it's some people, it's not easy to talk about. It's their deep, dark secret. And they don't want anybody to know. I'm currently speaking with an individual that has a very high profile job, and she wants to be interviewed, but she just doesn't want to be seen. She wants to hide, she just wants to do audio only, which is fine. We need every single story that we can possibly get so that we can come together and try to help that next person. Anybody that's willing to come on, I would be happy to hear from you. So I'm going to introduce my guest here. Well, I'm going to say hi to some people in the chat. Oh no, I'm running to watch Party for no problem. I'll hit replay. Jason, you're so sweet. Thank you for even being here. Jane, you're always supporting me. Thank you so much for being here. We got to spread the word, right? So without further ado, here we go. Justin, how are you doing today, bud?
I'm great. Thanks.
Yeah, you bet. I just want to thank you for, reaching out and coming on to speak your truth and tell your story. I really, really appreciate it. Let's kind of get into, where did you see or find my content?
I seen it on TikTok.
So TikTok. Yeah. That's where I'm getting, a lot of people reach out. It's a lot. I'm trying to funnel everybody from TikTok over to my YouTube and over to Facebook just to kind of get everybody together. Right. Trying to get as many people as I can that are willing to, let me interview them. So thank you so much for allowing me to interview you. And let's kind of get into your story. We'll dive right in. So where did this start for you? I know you said you were 15 years on, it started in 2009, 15 years of pain medication, and then you were placed on Suboxone.
So let me start by saying I got put on Suboxone because I just got released from the hospital.
Okay.
I just don't have heart problems or something. And I got home, I took a pain pill and I took a heart pill at the same time, and it stopped my heart. And my girlfriend's mom was the one that found me. So pretty much she saved me, or I'd have been already dead. So after that, I seen my doctor, and I wasn't getting, now when I say pain pills, I was on Oxy 30 milligrams for 9 years. Yeah, 9 years.
Shit.
So I wasn't on the small dosage. I was taking them 4 times a day.
Okay.
So when I went and seen a doctor to do my refills, she got the stuff from the hospital and stuff, and she, I guess, got scared to write me pain pills instead of even tapering me down. She just literally goes to me, "When's the last time you've been sober?" And because I forgot to tell you when we talked, and I was like, "What do you mean sober?" She goes, when's the last time you've been sober? I was like, I don't know. I've been on pain pills forever. She goes, that's what I'm talking about. So we're going to try something that I think it will still work. We're going to give you Suboxone. And at the time I heard about it, I know nothing about this. And I was like, okay, sure, I'll try it. So she wrote me a prescription for it, the generic. So I got the generic version of it.
Okay.
And she told me to reach back to her, I think 15 days. Does that sound right? About 2 weeks? Yeah, about 2 weeks to let them know how it's doing. Well, before even 2 weeks, all that stuff made me do is think about how to kill myself. I
Yeah.
mean, I went into a dark place. I mean, I wouldn't leave my house. I didn't even leave my house for a whole month.
What did they
And I
start you
called them
on?
up.
What did they start you on, Justin?
Eight,
How much?
two, two, two strips, 8 milligrams.
God bless.
Take one in
Okay.
the morning,
Right.
one at night.
Yeah, let's lock you in
So
good.
I call, I called them up and I told them, I'm not, I'm thinking about killing myself, and this is getting really bad.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they never got back to me. So I just, like I said, I took it like like I was supposed to. And then when I seen her, she pulled the ropey dopey where we don't take your insurance anymore. So I'm going to give you a 10-day supply to figure out your insurance, or you're going to have to pay to see me. So that time I got the 5-day supply or the 10-day supply. So yes, 10-day supply. But at that time, I was fighting the insurance. And so I found another doctor, a doctor that says he has so many years of experience of Suboxone. He wrote me Suboxone to get me through because I've never been sick off of it before. So I didn't
Mm.
know how it would feel. So he wrote me same thing. No, I'm sorry. He wrote me, yeah, he wrote me a whole month script, 60 of them, 2 times a day. So I so then I fixed my insurance, but how I did it but no, I'm sorry. I got the real Suboxone, not the generic kind with him. He from his office, they have a pharmacy. So I got to pick up the Suboxone right then and there, and it was the real blue that says Suboxone, not the generic one where it says, I don't know, what's that word? It starts with a
Buprenorphine.
B.
Yeah.
Yes.
Buprenorphine. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
You
the
were
generic
getting
kind,
the strips, right? The strips.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yes,
Go ahead. Sorry.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So then I got the real Suboxone instead of the generic kind. I didn't think about killing myself at all, but I just didn't. I just came to a point where I was getting sick and tired of taking it because it wasn't working, and I don't know. I don't know. I think it's has to also to do a lot with your mind and your thinking, because you're always, when you wake up in the morning, you take a pill or you got to take a sub. But so pretty much how I did it is I was supposed to take 2 a day. I told you
So,
this.
so hold on.
Instead of taking,
I have a question
go ahead.
before you get. I have a question before you get into that. So let's just
Go
kind of
ahead.
recap here. So you were on pain medication for a long time because of a car accident, right? Isn't that right?
No, I got football injuries. I've got
You
a
just had-
tibula platform fracture in my left leg that I almost lost my leg.
Okay.
That's when it started in
Okay.
2009.
Okay.
Then I
Okay.
had then I had AC separations in both shoulders. Then my L1, L3, L5 were bone on bone. I have a herniated disc, and I had
Wowzers.
3 ankle surgeries. So
Wow.
I pain pills worked for me
That's right.
because
Yeah. There's
because they worked for me. But it's funny because if you tell a doctor pain pills work, they look at you like a drug addict. But they say if you say Suboxone saved your life, oh, you're God.
yeah.
And I
That's
just
all
find
done
that
by. Yeah,
yeah, I find
that's
that
all
funny.
done by design. So I actually came across, and I haven't read into it enough to regurgitate it right now, but I came across some information as to why this is happening and why they're pushing Suboxone versus versus pain pills. And that's exactly it. You know, the same thing happened with my mother. Pain pills was helping her. I mean, if anybody needed pain pills like you, she fell 60 feet over a balcony and is paralyzed and has, 7 shattered vertebrae, a severed spinal cord, a cracked clavicle. If anybody needed pain pills, my mother would need pain pills. And they would look, and every time I would take her to the emergency room, they would label her a drug seeker. And she was like, I'm here for my pain. The doctor put her on Suboxone, took her off of her pain pills, put her on Suboxone. And so sometimes we would find ourselves in the hospital because the Suboxone wasn't touching the pain. And I find it's so obnoxious that these doctors are trying to say that Suboxone is used for pain. It's not for pain. I thought, they created this for opioid use disorder, which, like I say, until I'm blue in the face, there's no disorder. That's just a way for big pharma to create a drug to give it to you, like Suboxone. There's no disorder. If you prescribe an addicting drug, you're going to become addicted, period. You're just addicted to the drug. Your body's addicted to it. There's no freaking disorder, but that's exactly what they did to my mother. They put her on Suboxone. The Suboxone didn't touch her pain. Every time that we were going into the emergency room, they were labeling her a drug seeker. I mean, it was pitiful. And if anybody, and her blood pressure would be high, she would be rocking back and forth. I mean, it was obvious that the woman was in complete pain. But this is all done by the design. This is all due to money. And I'm currently in the process of digging into this even more because I have been asked to speak at it's like this woman, they are pushing Suboxone on all of this reservation, like all these people that are like, I don't know. I've been asked to speak and kind of go into the details of the people that I've spoke to regarding Suboxone. And so I'm really digging more into this and seeing what kind of information I get. But I'm sorry that I kind of ran with this. I just I didn't want you quite yet to get into what you did. But let me ask you this. Do you remember your first encounter with Suboxone? I know you said that it made you feel suicidal, but what did it feel like? Because for me, when I took that first Suboxone, it felt like a warm blanket over my entire body, but I was going through withdrawal symptoms, right? But I mean, it literally numbed everything in my entire body. What was your first experience like for you?
I don't remember. I just remember taking it, and 20 minutes later, I was in my closet.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
How?
And then I remember Lisa saying, "What are you doing in there?" And I came out, and I was just like, "I don't like how this is making me feel." And she's like, "What do you mean?" I go, and then I just started crying. I was like, "I don't know." And then, like I said, I had to take one at night, and she's like, "Maybe you should stop taking it." And I was just
Yeah.
like, then what? I'm going to get sick?
Yeah. So did we discuss the fact that these Suboxone have a half-life so that they stay in your body?
Yeah.
Okay, because we're about to get into what you did, which I find incredibly fascinating. What you did to come off Suboxone. So I know you were only on it for 3 months, but that's still 3 months. Okay. It still has the half-life, that's still a little bit of some time, but I mean, there are people that have been on it for like 15 years. It's so disgusting. But yeah, this is an epidemic, untreated suicidal pain. There are a lot of people. I'm not saying that yours is suicidal, but I'm saying there are people suffering that are being given Suboxone and being pushed Suboxone for pain who need actual pain pills. That pain pills would actually be helpful for them, but instead they're pushing the Suboxone. Okay, so let's get into what you did. Okay, so how you were on it for 3 months. You were taking one in the morning and one in the evening. For 3 months you did this, correct? Okay.
Yeah,
And then
go ahead.
And then you decided, I'm done with this shit. Like, I'm going to get off of it. And then let's get into, and when was this? How long have you been free of Suboxone?
Okay, so after I see the second doctor to get the second month supply, I got my insurance fixed to go see my other doctor. And I went and seen her, and I think it was The second day I had an appointment with pain. This is when I just put two. This is when I had enough. I went and seen a pain doctor the second day after I seen her, and I already picked up my prescription, and I just started, taking a two. Well, I seen the pain doctor, and he goes, "I see you've been written Suboxone." I said, "Yeah," and he looked at me and he's like, "There's nothing I can do to help you because you've been written Suboxone." And I told him the story of why I got put on Suboxone. He goes, "Yeah, but most likely when you get put on Suboxone is because you have a prescription problem.
Okay. Did
So you
she?
put, so you're
Sorry.
not going to get put back on pain pills."
Okay. Did she give
So
you a
as soon as
choice?
he said that,
Okay. Go ahead.
no, she gave me no choice.
Okay. Okay.
So as
Go ahead.
soon as he told me I wasn't going to get put back on pain pills, she told me when she put me on Suboxone, if I can show her 3 months of clean UAs, she'd put me back on pain pills. I gave her 2 months. I gave her no. I gave her yeah. I gave her 2 months clean. The third month, how I did is I instead of taking two a day, I took four a day. I took them Monday through Friday, four a day. Came Saturday, I didn't need them. My body it was fine. I didn't feel sick. I didn't feel luggage.
So you
That
took
lasted probably.
four
I took
Suboxone.
four of them, four a
Okay.
day. So
Okay.
that's 20. Remember, I got 60 of them.
Yeah.
So then come Saturday, I felt great. Sunday, same thing. And then I just totally forgot about it. Well, then I think maybe Thursday, I started feeling sluggish again. I'm pretty sure it's Thursday. So I did it
Okay.
again, four every day for 5 days. Now I'm at 40. Next week goes, I feel fine. And it goes a little bit longer. So then I start feeling really crappy. So I did it again. And I pretty much, after the third time of doubling my dosage, I pretty much never went back.
Interesting.
I didn't feel sick no more after that. And then when I seen the doctor to give her my UA, I didn't even have Suboxone in my system, and she said I had a dirty UA. And that's when I told her, well, I don't take it anymore because I don't need it.
Yeah. Good for
And
you.
I've been, and I've been, and I've been, but like we were talking earlier before, it's just like the shot. If you think about it, right? If the shot's supposed to last you so many days. So I don't know if this will help everybody, but maybe try it. Load up, try it. See, because if the shot can last you 30 days, that's pretty much exactly what I did with the subs. I
So
just
that
loaded my body up.
so that didn't make you feel bad. So that didn't make
No,
you feel bad at all. Like just, I mean, because for me, I wouldn't be able to handle that. I wouldn't be able to handle, four subs in one day. And everybody does have their own experience. And I do see here that we have somebody in the chat that's like, okay, nah, I've been on them for 15 years and the story ain't nothing. Well, I mean, I appreciate you engaging and I appreciate you being here, but everybody has their own story. And because there are millions of people stuck on this, it's important that we bring all of these stories together and take what resonates and leave the rest. If that doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. I was on Suboxone and I am no longer on it. I didn't go about it the way that he did, but if you go in my YouTube channel, I get into how I came off of Suboxone myself. I have spoke to two other people that used Sublocade to come off of Suboxone. And like we were mentioning before, I don't trust anything that Big Pharma has that they call a solution, because Suboxone was a solution to OUD. And Now you have millions of people stuck on Suboxone over 15 or 20 years, unable to come off of it, right? But the same people who created Suboxone have now created Sublocade. So instead of giving you a taper schedule to come off of Suboxone, instead we're going to charge you $2,000 and inject you with this pretty much Suboxone, but you're doubling up the dose just like Justin did, right? But it's just subcutaneously, and we're going to charge you $2,000 an injection, and this is how you're going to liberate yourself and be free. I don't judge anybody, right? Whatever route that they take to get to destination pharmaceutical free or destination med free or Suboxone free, I'm not ever going to judge anybody. We're all trying to get there. We're all trying to get to that destination.
Well, let me say this. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I personally will never trust a big pharmaceutical company ever again. I've lost 4 teeth because of Suboxone. I speak to a woman regularly that has got oral cancer, and she is fighting for her life because she has a hole in her mouth from where she placed the Suboxone, and she had to get a skin graft in her mouth. I'm done putting my power into the hands of people that all they know is what they've read in their book. They don't know. They haven't experienced. All they know is what they have been taught, what they are reading. They have not experienced. I also speak to quite a few people that are coming off of Suboxone right now. Each of them are doing their own way. They just say that speaking to me and speaking to each other is helping them because we all understand and we all get it, and there is no judgment, and we are coming together with this. Okay. But I'm sorry, I kind of had a brain fart there. I was on a roll. But they didn't use Sublocade either. We're just helping. We're helping each other. What were you going to say? Because I kind of got sidetracked for some reason.
I was just going to say everybody's different. I'll tell you, look, I don't lie. When I was taking subs, I was still taking 30s and I wasn't getting sick. So like you said, like they say, you take a sub and you take a pain pill, you're going to get withdrawals. Maybe my stuff in my brain, because I've been on pain pills so long, is so screwed up. Maybe when taking the subs, maybe it messed up even more. I don't know, but that's how I did it. And like I said, it probably ain't going to work for everybody. Maybe it'll work for somebody, but that's how I did it. And I have friends to this day will still look at me like, I can't believe you. Do you see me taking anything? No. So
yeah, no, I mean, I believe you. I mean, why lie about it? We're not doing this to be like, oh, look at me. We're doing this to try to come together and gather as much information. And you are right. Everybody is wired different. When I came, when the first time, I've had quite a few unsuccessful attempts off of Suboxone. I was unable to do it until this very last time, right? And one of my first attempts was I came off of Suboxone, Adderall, Xanax, and Ambien. I was on all of those medications. And I never experienced what others experienced coming off of Xanax. Okay. For some reason, and I took them for a long time. I was prescribed them and I took them regularly every single day for years. But when I came off of them, it never did that to me. I didn't go into crazy withdrawals. It didn't do what opiates and what Suboxone does to me or did to me, right? Everybody is wired different. Everybody that I'm speaking to right now that is coming off of Suboxone, they're doing their own thing. We're just kind of coming together, talking to one another, comparing stories like what's helped you. There is no one way. It's just, we just got to come together and learn as much as we possibly can. And, that would make sense, what you said, doubling up or whatever. But I do find it interesting that you took the Suboxone with the pain pills and that didn't make you sick, because I experienced that once. It made me sick. It made me sick as a dog. And I know a lot of other people where it made them sick too. But I
just sweated. That's it. I just would sweat more. That's it.
Really? How long have you been free? So how long have you been free from Suboxone? Bill, I'm actually going to, I think you were on my website. Yes. I'm going to answer this question in just a second, or I'm going to address this comment in just a second, but I'd like to ask Justin right now, how long has it been that you have been free of that ball and chain?
I'm going on 3 months.
Fantastic. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel great.
Do you? Are you
Like
currently taking?
but here, I'm going to tell you something too. So 3 days ago, I took a pain pill, right? Because I was really hurting.
Of
It
course.
didn't help. It didn't even. I mean, I think it was a waste. It didn't like take away my pain like it used to. So pretty much that I was just like, forget it. I mean, I take a leave,
Oh,
but
wow.
I'm fine. I feel really good.
Love that for you. I love that for you. Did you experience like for me coming off of Suboxone and all these pharmaceuticals, and it's something that I get into often, like the suppression of your emotions and like when it all comes back, comes running back. It's quite interesting to navigate because it's like, that Suboxone or any pharmaceuticals for that matter really, really suppresses your emotions. And you really kind of get, you lose touch with yourself and your feelings and your intuition because I mean it's quite literally sucking your soul and suppressing everything in you.
But
You
I'm glad you
experience
said that. See, it didn't work with the subs. Now on the pills, that's what I felt. See,
really.
I felt like maybe because I was on pills for so long, I needed them. Like I depended on them.
Okay.
So maybe like I said, I don't know. I know now. I remember after being off subs, the next week, I sweated a little more for 2 days, but I didn't feel crappy. But I just sweated more, and then the sweat finally went away, and that was it. That was all I experienced was the sweats the most.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's well. And see, also too, you're only on it for 3 months because one of the biggest symptoms is like restless legs and anxiousness. So again, we're all wired different. It's going to affect us so much differently. And I have one more question for you, Justin. And if I asked you this, I'm sorry. I want to ask again, and then I'll address what Bill Hicks has his comment here. But you took 4 in one day, so you doubled up your dose. That didn't make you. Did
Yeah.
you do all 4 right then at that time, or did you do all
No,
4
no, no,
throughout the
no,
day? You did it
no, no.
4 in
So
one day.
yeah, so I would do. So remember, you got to take one in the morning, one at
Okay.
night. So I would take one in the morning. I would wait about. How did I do it? I think so. I take one in the morning. Usually, I wake up at 6 in the morning, so I take it right when I wake up. I took
Okay.
another one right before lunch, about 11. Then I take another one at 3, and then I took another one right before I went to bed.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
did
That's
it.
what I wanted to know. That's what I wanted to know because the last person that I interviewed, when he was placed on Suboxone, the doctor was like, "You will be prescribed 3 a day," which is so much, right? He's like, "You'll be prescribed 3 a day," and he took them all right then, and he was like that it made him so sick. I mean, because I remember the first time I ever took Suboxone, and it's crazy, the feeling that you get and the euphoria, like how high it can make you. Okay, so Bill, you said I've tried so many times, can't get past day 3. It's tough. Yes. I'm so proud of you for trying. I don't want you to give up on yourself. But my question, if you're still in the chat, is this: how much are you on? And did you, when you say you can't get past day 3, did you completely stop taking like your entire dosage, or did you taper down to a literal? Because for me, I tapered all the way down to like a literal crumb. Okay, so you were on 8 milligrams a day. Okay, so that's why. Okay, so the first time, I'm getting goosebumps all over my body just because I feel like this is gonna, we can all help each other with this. So that's why, Bill, that's why you're having a hard time. Okay, because for me, the first time that I tried to come, or one of the unsuccessful attempts that I had, right? I was on an 8 milligram a day as well. And I just completely stopped taking it. And I was unsuccessful. I went 2 months. And I mean, I went on for 2 months. And that came off of Xanax, Adderall, and Ambien, and Suboxone. And I mean, I got to the first month and I'm like, I still couldn't really get out of bed. Got to this, I didn't want to go backwards and take everything again. And then got to the second month, still couldn't do anything. So the reason that I think if you will start to taper down, you know, the last interview that I did, he gets into his taper. If you go to my interview, I get into what I did. If you begin to taper yourself down and then get it, you have to be very patient. This is a doable process, okay? And not everybody's story is going to be the same. And there are millions of us. There are millions of us stuck. It's heart-wrenching, but that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I know that we can do it if we come together and share our experiences. But I would highly recommend, Bill, for you to start tapering. So if it were me right now, today, I would break it in half, and in the morning, I would take a half in the morning. That's it. And you'll go through a little bit of withdrawal. It'll be a little bit of discomfort, but it's tolerable. Okay. And then that's what I would do. I would break that 8 milligram in half. I would do 4 milligrams, and I would just do that every day until you can feel your body adjust to that dosage. And then once your body adjusts to that dosage, it's going to take a little time. When you start feeling more like regulated, then you dose down again. Okay. It took me a year. Yeah. Yes. Cold turkey. Yeah. See, that's why. And I'm not saying I'm not saying that doing it cold turkey is not going to be helpful. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it. You can, but you're making it really hard on yourself by coming off an entire 8 milligram. Even okay, so I take 2 milligrams 4 times a day. I see. Okay, Justin, thank you for your patience. I think I know who this is, and if I were you, I would eliminate the doses in the evening, because Suboxone has a half-life. Okay, so it's in your system, it stays in there and it lingers around in there for 48 to 72 hours, which is why it's so hard to come off of, which is why you took those 4 and you were good for all of those days. Then you didn't need to take any, Justin, because it has a half-life in it. Yeah, because it has a half-life. I still wake up jonesing. So if I were you and you were wanting to start a taper, I would eliminate the 2 doses in the second part of the day, and try to just stick with the doses in the morning and afternoon, and then go from there. When you say jonesing, I'd like to speak to you, Bill. I think you reached out to me on my website. Okay, Justin. So here you are. You're free and clear. Is there anything else that you want to share with anybody? I mean, I'm proud of you for being for fighting and being free, and you are right. And your story does kind of sound crazy and weird, right? Because it's like, that doesn't add up. Well, we're all wired different, and it worked for you. And what worked for you may not work for somebody else. You bet, Bill. No problem. Is there anything that you would like to share with anybody that's fighting this fight right now?
Just know you can do it. Mm-hmm. Just know you can do it. Yeah. It's all like I said, we're all different. I think different. It's all in our heads. Just believe in yourself that you can do it. You can do it. You will do it. I'm blessed. Okay. I'm blessed. Maybe I had faith also help me, because I prayed to God before. I don't know, but I just know that that's how I did it, and I'm very proud of myself, because I really thought I heard stories. You're going to be on this forever. But somebody that's never took a pain pill, that's taken a sub, that does work for them for pain. I heard lots of stories that people would take a sub, have never been on a pain pill, and it worked for pain. But when you're on a pain pill, it doesn't work for the pain. It just helps to block the
So I think what that is, I could see that, right? But I don't, but after, like with my mother, it did work for her at first, and then it stopped working, because all it's doing is it's just kind of numbing your body. It just like it does for a person that's not using it for pain. It's like a warm blanket over your entire body.
Can you overdose on subs?
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure. I hear stories that people do crazy things with subs all the time. I even hear that people shoot them up. I mean, I don't judge. I mean,
That's
I've had it. I
that's
mean, I've done everything you could possibly think of under the sun. So I don't judge anything, but it's like, but that never crossed my mind.
well. I'm
Shoot.
just asking because have you ever heard of? I'm just asking because I want to know. Have you? I've never heard of someone overdosing on Suboxone.
That's an interesting. I love that, and I'm gonna have to look into that because I think I have. It's not common, but I think I've heard. I've had a couple of comments in my TikTok of Suboxone killed my husband or Suboxone. So I can't remember because I've been doing this for like a year now, so I can't really remember exactly. Exactly what that was about. So I want to read this. Let's see. I came across some information. So, why it feels like a hook. This is referring to Suboxone. The settlements Matt push, okay, via grants like Ohio's 45.4 million to 245 projects, including New Day's 24,000 incentives. So 45 million. Suboxone because it's accessible, reimbursable, and data backed. Your experience pressure to take Suboxone despite refusals reflects how facilities chase Medicaid revenue. So I need to dig into this a little bit more before I start regurgitating, what's going on here. But I know we all know this is a big money making machine. That's what this is all about, So does anybody have any questions in the chat? I mean, we can kind of wrap it up. Sometimes we go for an hour. We don't have to. I think your story is awesome. And you say you have a girlfriend that's on
She's on
methadone.
methadone.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a lot of people asking me about methadone, and because I speak more on Suboxone because I've had my own experience with it. But I mean, probably every other comment or every other message in my TikTok inbox is like, what about methadone? What about methadone? And I can't really speak to that because I haven't experienced it. I've never even taken it, tried it once. It was just, I went to a methadone clinic to get my Suboxone, but that was about it. So I would love to speak to her.
Yeah, I gave her. I talked to her. She said she's going to reach out to you.
Now, is she in the process of tapering down, or is she just?
She is actually. She is tapering down.
Great.
She
I love that. Okay, cool. Well, we'll have to talk to her because I would like to hear what if they're pushing back, if they're giving her any issues from wanting to taper down.
Yes, I know. Yes, I can answer that for you. Yes, she tried to taper down 2 months ago, and the doctor tapered her down. And then when she was talking about tapering down again, the doctor raised her back up. So she's back to being where she was the first time.
Oh,
but she's gonna reach out to you this week, she said.
Okay, great. Because I would love to get into that with her because I would love to know why. I mean, as if I don't know why the doctor would do that. So, well, I just want to thank everybody. And I want to thank you, Justin. Thank you for coming. Thank you for speaking your truth. I really appreciate that. I'm going to try to do as many of these as I possibly can. And again, I do this to just we can try to come together and help each other because there are millions of people affected by this. And not everybody wants to take the Sublocade route, right? So
you keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And my friend Jane says, thank you for sharing, Justin. Everybody in the chat says, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Y'all have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.